Hello and welcome to my review of the Krieg Heavy Weapons Squad for Death Korps of Krieg and Astra Militarum for Warhammer 40,000 from Games Workshop. Now, one of these box sets will cost you £31.50 and allows you to build a Krieg Heavy Weapons Squad, which consists of 3 heavy weapons gunners and 1 fire coordinator. Comprises of 111 plastic components and is currently out of stock on Games Workshop's web store. What a surprise. The format of this review is as normal. I'll go through each of these models individually, give you some tips and tricks for them. We'll have a look at the spare parts. We'll go through a load of size comparisons with other Death Korps of Krieg units, and then at the end I'll go through all of their rules. And I'll try and record this review video without mentioning heavy bolters at all. It's no surprise. That's what they're missing. I would have taken heavy bolters over the heavy flamers any day. But have at it in the comments below about the heavy bolter issue for Death Korps Krieg. And the fact that they have unfairly teased us with Death Korps Krieg firing heavy bolters from a heavy weapons platform on none other than the box art of the Death Korps of Krieg army set. Anyway, let's have a look at these miniatures up close. So I've built them with the twin Krieg heavy stubbers. As you can see right here, they're lovely minis. I've added the extras on their bases. Why not? I think maybe with my second unit that I will pick up one day, I probably won't put anything extra and then just mix and match them. So they were relatively straightforward to build. They'll be quicker than you think to build. However, there is an extra step that I would really advise you to make, and that is not only can you have them as the Krieg heavy stubbers, but if you're very, very careful, you can twist and pull. That's the technique apparently. The heavy stubber, and then you can very, very cheekily slide in a las cannon. Now, I'm not sure whether you're meant to do that, and of course it doesn't give the the protection at all, and it does look very, very basic, but I've managed to do that. You're not going to get away with doing that with the heavy flamers. I can tell you that right now, unfortunately, because the Krieg heavy gunners need to be wearing this fuel tank that connects. And yeah, unless you're going to be putting magnets on the backpacks, which I'm sure some of you guys out there will be doing, you're not going to be able to do that, unfortunately. So yeah, there is a way of using both of the weapons for each gunner. But of course, if you don't want lots of single weapons lying around, you're probably better off just gluing them in place. They look very, very cool when they're fully in place, and you probably get a better fit with their hands on the actual weapon itself. So that's the first one. Then I've built this one. Different poses where their legs are, I have to say. So this one has his left leg, his knee down, and his right leg knee up, opposite to the first one I showed you. And I've also put this little crate here. The backpacks are all different as well. Very nice attention to detail. Nothing stopping you from using some of your Death Korps Krieg accessories, which I'm sure you have by now, to the side, like maybe a las gun or a flamer, or even, I don't know, like from the command sprue, even like a little gravestone. I don't think they'd be bearing anyone that close, but you know what I mean. There's space to put some accessories. And then we've got this final gunner right here. This one he's got both of his knees down. Yeah. So there's that. And these front items are different too. So like the first one had a like mat or roll along with some rope. And then this one has like a satchel type thing. This one has it's actually a shovel and a pouch, and then another kind of wrap. So yeah, that's all of those heavy weapons gunners. And then we have the fire coordinator, which can be built in two ways. I think he can be holding his notes there. Just go to the spare parts straight away. He can also have his hand on his lap. I thought that was cooler, having his notes. If I build another one, I probably will have his hand on his lap, just for unit differences. He's still going to be on his radio, calling in coordinates and things. But yeah, there you go. That's the Krieg Heavy Weapons Squad. I don't think they're too bad for the £31.50. I would have been a bit annoyed if they were like 35 or even pushing 40. I think £30 not too bad. And then if you get a discount as well, you're probably going to pick them up for about £25-26, which is fine. I think there's enough there for like a little mini project, really. Okay, so I've talked about the spare parts a fair bit in this video, so let's have a look at them. So right here is all the spare parts that you'll receive. So I've built the 3 las cannons just in case. I'm probably going to always use the heavy stubbers on them though. The next set of 3 I will be building the las cannons. I might be gluing the las cannons down as well, or I might just build the heavy stubbers and have them as spare. You've got the heavy flamers. I just think they look odd having this this weapon, you know, on this platform with a heavy flamer. It just looks odd, unless there's a narrative and they're like on the, you know, fork of a trench or just on the lip of a trench, or then it would kind of work. But just out in the field like that, unless they're covering a specific position. But yeah, you've also got the fuel tanks for the gunners to wear, and then you've got these fuel pipes that connect them, and yeah, the tips of the flamers, and then that extra hand, and that's it for the heavy weapons unit in terms of spare parts. You just get the flamers and then the las cannons. I just thought I'd build the las cannons to show you that you could interchange them. You have to just be a little bit careful with placement of the guns. Okay, size comparisons then. First up, we'll be comparing them to a normal Death Corps Krieg infantryman right here. All of these guys are crouched. If you can see that, they are, yeah, they're pretty much similar height, aren't they? Just the infantry are stood up. So there's that. Compared to a Death Rider does tower above them somewhat. But that looks very, very cool, having these in a supporting defensive position and having these right out. Yeah, nice look. And then we've got the big guns, as it were. We've got the artillery cannon. Again, this looks super, super cool with these gunner nests sort of supporting the cannon. You probably wouldn't have it like that, would you? You'd probably have it, you know, covering the firing arcs, covering the vulnerable points. Probably even there, maybe. You probably wouldn't have it in this formation, but it just looks cool. But that's where the artillery cannon measures up next to those. And then I know it's not really Death Corps Krieg, but it is Solar Auxilia, and that is with a Lehman Russ. Gives you an idea of the size of a Lehman Russ next to these units. And then just because it's close by, we have a Malcador Infernus. Maybe this would look cool with the heavy flamers. I'm not sure, but yeah. Last little size comparison I always like to make is just with some Imperial models, the tried and tested Space Marine size comparison. So we have a Space Marine here, Primaris on the right, and then Sly Marbo in the middle. So Primaris absolutely dwarfs over this. Maybe you could proxy them. So yeah, if you're playing games with 40k, of course, then this is what you'll be up against. I mean, maybe you might be up against Primaris, but yeah. Possibly Eldar would be a better comparison. So yeah, you'll be up against these guys, and they will just absolutely melt you. Yeah, hope that size comparison's helped. Okay, so this is my part of the review where I will go through all of the rules for the Krieg Heavy Weapons Squad. You can find them in your brand new 10th edition Astra Militarum Codex, and they will cost you 60 points for 4 models. Just to compare, an artillery team costs 75 points, so 15 points more. What do you get for these 60 points then? Well, you get a movement speed of 4 inches, a toughness of 3, save of 4+, 2 wounds, leadership 7, and an objective control 1. So that's 1 heavy weapons gunner. Remember, you've got 3, so that would be 6 wounds there, 7 if you include the fire coordinator, which stat line reads movement of 6 inches, toughness of 3, save of 5+, 1 wound, leadership 7, and an objective control of 1. So still, you don't get as many wounds as the artillery team, which has 10. The unit composition is 3 heavy weapons gunners and 1 fire coordinator. Each heavy weapons gunner is equipped with las cannon, las pistol, close combat weapon, and the fire coordinator is equipped with las pistol and close combat weapon. Any number of heavy weapons gunners can each have their las cannon replaced with one of the following: 1 Krieg heavy flamer, 1 twin Krieg heavy stubber. So it's important to note that it says any number can each have their weapons replaced. So it's not like only 1 can replace with 1 or anything like that. You've got you could mix them, and you could have a las cannon, a flamer, and a heavy stubber if you wanted to. Now the default equipment is that las cannon, which is a heavy weapon. Its range of 48 inches, 1 attack, ballistic skill 5+, strength 12, AP -3, damage d6 +1. So straight away, you're getting a minimum of damage 2, and that strength 12 is brilliant. The only downside is the 1 shot and the ballistic skill 5+. Now, you can also swap it with the Krieg Heavy Flamer, which ignores cover, and it's a torrent weapon. Its range is 18 inches, which is pretty decent. D6 attacks, ballistic skill it's non-applicable because it automatically hits. Its strength is 5, AP -1, damage 2. That's nice, Then you've got the las pistol, which is a pistol weapon. This is a massive typo though, because it says that the las pistol is a 48-inch range. I'm gonna take them on their word for that. I'm going to use that 48-inch range las pistol in lieu of heavy bolters. Oh, I said it. I can't make it to the end. Ballistic skill 4+ as well. For some reason, it's a 48-inch range las pistol with a better accuracy than a las cannon. Its strength is 3, AP 0, and damage 1. And then we'll say the best till last. Well, actually, that 48-inch range las pistol was the best. The twin Krieg heavy stubber. It's a heavy rapid fire 3 twin linked. Range is 48 inches. It's got 3 attacks, ballistic skill 5+, strength 6, AP -1, damage 1. And that's what I've equipped mine with here. Obviously, I haven't glued them because I'd like the option to use the las cannons. Now, I think they're a decent weapon. The range is brilliant. Same range as a las cannon. They're pumping out the 6 shots. Yes, it's 5+ to hit. So statistically, only 2 will hit anyway. But it is strength 6, and it is AP -1 and damage 1. So against Space Marine equivalents, it's most likely going to wound, and it's going to force their saves. Melee weapons, close combat weapon, you'll be pleased to know, doesn't have a range of 48 inches. It's 1 attack, weapon skill 4+, strength 3, AP 0, and damage 1. Abilities. Final duty. While this unit contains a fire coordinator, each time a heavy weapons gunner model is destroyed, roll 1d6. On a 3+, do not remove it from play. Brilliant. The destroyed model can shoot after the attacking model's unit has finished making its attacks, and then it is removed from play. So that's nice. So they get shot, they lose the 2 wounds, final duty, they can have the final shot. And this is each time a weapons gunner model is destroyed. So you could have this for all 3 of them, really, and have those extra shots. Embarking. While embarked within a transport, each heavy weapons gunner model takes up the space of 2 models, and each weapon equipped by these models is considered to be 2 models weapons for the purposes of the firing deck ability. Keywords: infantry, grenades, Imperium, regiment, Krieg, heavy weapon squad, Astra Militarum. So there you go. That's my review of the Krieg heavy weapon squad. I think we can all agree the best weapon in the squad is the 48-inch range las pistol. Absolutely, what a beast of a weapon that is. No, I'm just joking with you. So straight up, if you want something that is slower but has a better save than the Cadian heavy weapons squad, then go for these. Cadian heavy weapons squad has the same las cannon. It's exactly the same in range and strength and things like that. Although their las pistols only fire 12 inches, but they do get 2 shots. And they do have access to not only las cannons, but auto cannons, missile launchers, mortars, and, are you ready for it, heavy bolters. Maybe one day, in about 10 or 20 years, Games Workshop will be making a cup of tea in the kitchen and suddenly realise that they totally forgot to put the weapons that are advertised on Krieg in the actual weapon squad that they produce. We live in hope. Other than that, though, I really like the look of these. They're pretty nice to build as well, with enough variety in them to have multiple units. They really fit the aesthetics. They work stupendously well with the artillery team or a few artillery teams if you're rich. But what do you guys think of the Krieg heavy weapons squad? Do you think there's something missing? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. It'd be good to hear from you. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.